Number 19, sophomore, Zaire Sanders. Number 21, freshman, Landon Leak. Number 20, junior, Henry Dick. Number 22, sophomore, Dre Wilson. Number 23, Mateo Ibbett. Number 25, senior, Mateus Mouncy. And now let's meet tonight's athletes from Shaker Heights High School. Shaker Heights High School is coached by Ray Sancho. Number 0, senior goalkeeper, Elliot Hall. Number 1, sophomore goalkeeper, Henry Katz. Number 2, senior back, Wyatt Rock. Number 3, junior back, Will Birdsall. Number 4, junior mid, Spencer Zabanik. Number 8, junior back, Gavin Sepke. Number 9, junior mid, Huck Weinberg. Number 10, junior Borja Lopez. Number 12, junior forward, Gus Gray. Number 13, sophomore forward, Danny Zarber. Number 14, junior mid, Jack Dunn. Number 16, sophomore back, Gabe Muldrock. Number 17, senior captain, Harry Wiggins. Number 20, junior forward, Sully Wiggins. Number 21, junior mid, Tucker Ellis. Number 28, freshman forward, Steven Johnson. Number 29, junior mid, Harit Barone. Number 30, freshman forward, Luke Murray. Number 38, sophomore back, Michael Thompson. Number 41, freshman mid, John Teeter. Number 42, freshman mid, Lucas Leon. Number 43, freshman mid, Tommy Wilson. Number 44, sophomore back, Johannes Aguilar. Number 52, senior forward, Tanisha Piz. And number 99, freshman goalkeeper, Caleb Mesnick. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we ask that you please rise if you are able. Kindly remove your caps and join us as we honor America and those who serve to protect it with the playing of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. as well as those of our visiting schools and communities. Participants are asked to familiarize themselves with the location of the event and security personnel, as well as the facility's emergency exits. In the event of an emergency situation, all participants are asked to remain calm, listen for public address announcements, and follow the instructions provided. Please contact event or security personnel with any questions or concerns. Thank you for your assistance. For the safety and security of all participants, Shaker Heights City School and its Department of Athletics reminds all spectators to be aware of their surroundings as balls may enter the spectator area. All spectators are also asked to refrain from entering the playing area for any reason throughout tonight's event. Any spectator who enters the playing area is subject to removal from the facility, a ban from future athletic events, and possible arrest by law enforcement. Thank you. Go Raiders!
Hello once again, Shaker Heights Varsity men's soccer fans, and welcome in this time to the Russell H. Rupp Stadium for round one of the OHSAA postseason. Shaker Heights taking on Cleveland Heights, a big rivalry game once again, and we are off with Shaker Heights starting with possession. They're going to work this one all the way back to try and just get settled into their game. Last time these two squads went head-to-head, it was the final game of the regular season for Shaker, so that was their last game. And Shaker was able to get the victory that time, 1-0. Very flat game, didn't have any scoring in that second half. The only goal came earlier in the first half. After that, no offense after that point. It was senior night, of course, for the final home game. So a lot of those seniors got more minutes as well. Excuse our camera, we're trying to figure this out as we go. Cameraman arrived late here to this one. Excuse technical difficulties. Shaker with 38 more minutes remaining in this first half. Again, close game the last time these two went head-to-head. Cleveland Heights in the all-white uniforms. Shaker in their typical all-black uniforms. Black socks, black cleats. That's just how they roll, or most of them are wearing black cleats. Some, like as you can see to the near side, are going to wear white cleats. Let me shout out Gabe Multhrop for his different colored cleats. But right now he's looking for the pass down the side, but it's going to be whistled down for offside. So .37:30 left to go here in half number one. Here, a long punt down the field. Excuse the camera once again. We're just making sure we got everything in order. Our camera's very tilted to one side, so right now we're just fixing it. Here's a pass all the way downfield. Will not work. However, Shaker is setting up in the offensive zone, trying to center it late, but instead it'll go past the field goal posts and end up out of bounds. Less than 37 minutes to go here in half number one. We're still scoreless early on, of course. And early on, we're going to get that corner from the far corner that is here. Pass goes off of a leg in front. Heights tries to clear. Here's a shot, and it is gobbled up by the man in that neon green uniform. In between the pipes here today, for the Cleveland Heights Tigers. Very high arcing punt down the field. Referees also in that highlighter green. So if a referee was to get in the box and play it closely, might not be able to tell who's the goalkeeper and who's the referee. But regardless, we play on. 35-40 left to go in this first half. Shaker currently with possession, just trying to keep moving it forward. So far, they haven't really centered it well after going across midfield. Here's Heights on a strong rush. See if the away team can get scoring going early, but no. Says number 14 of Shaker Heights, Jack Dunn. Shaker goes the other way with it. Right now is with Zarders, and he's pickpocketed. Heights takes it back across midfield and tries to get a strike going the opposite way. Right now it's Wyatt Roth. He'll leave it up. And now Moulthrop just sends this one all the way back. Right now, Shaker playing it safe for the time being. Because right now, that could have gotten dangerous had one defender played that the wrong way. However, Shaker's still on top of it. Right now, against a big rival such as Cleveland Heights, you kind of want to play mistake-free soccer. You don't want to make any slip-ups. We saw a couple in that victory against Heights earlier. However, those slip-ups didn't cause anything major to occur. No difference in outcome, of course. It was only a 1-0 game. Shaker once again favorited for this game as well. The seeding has Shaker Heights in this district at number 7. They have Cleveland Heights spotted at 19. Here's a punt all the way downfield. Zarders trying to get there first. He's up against a defender of the Tigers. And the Tigers defender with a nifty move. And he's going to get a move in the other way with the help of his midfielders. Wyatt Roth ends the threat with an intercepted pass. Jack Dunn with it. Passes back about 10 yards away from the midfield stripe. 33-30 left to go in this first half here. Wyatt Roth leaves it to Elliott Call. He'll go from corner to corner. Birdsall right back to Call. Again, Shaker just trying to play it slow. And again, they haven't played since that game against Cleveland Heights, and that feels like a long time ago. In reality, that was only 2 weeks ago from yesterday. But still, when you're a soccer squad, you typically play a couple games a week. You're not going to be waiting weeks to play a game. But that's just how the postseason goes. Just have to wait your turn. And some schools also are going to have buys, I'm assuming. It's not something like we see in field hockey. We were talking about this last night for that victory. Here another offsides. This referee not letting anything slide. And he'll wave the flag once again, shoot it straight down the 20-yard line of the football field. And so once again, it's going to go to the possession of the Heights Tigers. Winner of this one going to take on the winner of Solon and Perry. Perry seeded 15, Solon seeded 10th. They're playing right now as well. Of course, this one got a bit of an early start. Supposed to start at 7 o'clock. Just started a few minutes early. That's why the cameraman arrived a little bit late. He wasn't really late. It was just the game started early. 31-30 left to go here in half number 1. Gabe Moulthrop sends this one back in. He's going all the way back to Elliott Call. Not sure Call knew that was going to be happening his way. However, he's going to send this one down the field and right to a Heights Tiger. A shot from far away, however, right to Elliott Call. He makes the easy save, and we remain scoreless 0-0 at the 31 minutes remaining mark here in the first half. This punt, once again, like the goalkeeper on the other side, very high up, not as much distance as we saw in the game earlier this season. However, again, both squads just warming into the game. Shaker Heights, a team with bumps down the road. They lost to GCC schools like Brunswick. We covered that game. They lost to other schools like Menor as well. Here's a good chance, and right onto the foot of Zabanik. And Shaker with a beauty of a pass and a great goal for the Red Raiders early on. Not even 10 minutes into the soccer match. Zabanik. So Spencer Zabanik tacks on Shaker early. 30-30 remaining here in this first half, and it's a great start for Shaker, and that scoring chance really came out of nowhere, it seemed. But a great high arcing pass went over the shoulder of Spencer Zabanik, right onto the foot, and he was able to tag it in right through the man in the highlighter jersey. That's the Cleveland Heights keeper. Mount C once again the keeper. Again, we called that on October 8th. He was also the keeper then. Less than half an hour to go. Here in this first half, Moulthrop with a header tries to send it to the center. Not able to score it just yet. Even had a minute since the last goal. Shaker already right back to it, 29-30. Now to go in the first half. Shaker up 1-0. Here the kick ends up out of bounds. You could hear Elliott Call yelling, let it go, and that's exactly what Moulthrop and Birdsall did. And who's going to be the man to throw it back in? It looks like it's going to be Moulthrop. Back onto the foot of Zabanik. Now Zabanik, the interesting thing is he was out in that last game against Cleveland Heights on October 8th. But now he's already back and already making an impact. He was battling a little bit, I believe it was a groin injury. Never fun. And so now he's back, and again, already scoring a goal less than 10 minutes into his appearance back onto the field. Here's Moulthrop, the sophomore, sending it out almost into the Shaker seats. Luckily not the case. Heights is going to be the squad to throw it in. Heights in their all-white look, Shaker in their all-black look. Who gets to this one first? It looks like it's going to be Shaker. Zabanik sends this one forward. He was looking to Zarders, but it's out of his reach into a Tiger. Now held with number 9, Weinberg. Goes this side. He was looking for Harry Wiggins. He's tripped up, and no call. And the Shaker student section not at all happy about the no call, because that looked mighty aggressive and not really playing the ball from the Heights Tiger along the midfield S logo. However, referee sees it better than anybody else up here, and I guess he didn't see anything that went Shaker's way. Passed down the far sideline. Shaker in control, looking to double their lead. But again, Shaker had that same exact kind of start against Cleveland Heights last time, and no other scoring happened since that point. And Shaker went on to win at 1-0. 27:15 to go in the first half of this good old soccer game. Winner of this taking on the winner of Solon and Perry. They go on to play it out in Parma at Byers Field. Of course, Shaker would still be the home team if they win here tonight and they play out in Byers Field, they would be the home team. Shaker, the best seeded squad out here in the district. And again, that seed is only number 7. But when you look at a team like Cleveland Heights, they're number 19. That's far down there. Here's a header by Molthrop, lands right on the foot of a Heights Tiger. About 10 yards away from the midfield stripe, but now it's sent all the way down. No, Red Raiders are home. Zarder's the one guy down the field, and he was playing it between the hash marks of the football field. Down the field we go. Zarder's running back and forth and back and forth. And now the sophomore pressuring the goalkeeper, now pressuring the Heights defense. He is running everywhere. And forcing Heights to make a rush down the field that doesn't end up working out, as now this possession is going to go to Shaker. It ends up out of bounds. 25-50 left to go in the first half. Shaker up by a goal. That came off the foot of Spencer Zabanek. Here it looks like we're going to have a timeout taken. A very sudden injury timeout, it seems. The man that was down was number 10, Borja Lopez. Lopez, that senior midfielder. And so he will get off the field on his own will. Now a cart is going to visit him and wheel him around the field. Still waiting for the clock to resume play. Borja Lopez wheeled out, clearly distraught about the situation. Hopefully he'll get back to it, but right now he's not looking too thrilled with the situation. Zarders is coming out as well. That's for no injury purposes. Now we have 10, now we have 11 back out there. It's going to be Gus Gray, the junior, to replace. And yeah, Lopez still down in that cart, and we'll keep you updated on how that progresses. 25-45 left to go in this first half. Shaker with the lead, the goal coming from the foot of Zabanek. And now here's a good opportunity. They would need a centering pass right over the hands of the goalkeeper, and almost a good chance for a secondary shot. But unfortunately, off the foot of Corsellis, just could not bury it home. It was just out of reach for him to send it into the back of the netting as well. So now we go back to Corsellis. Zabanek, pass down, and that's going to be offsides. That one much more clear than the other calls. This one you can't really argue against. We were looking for Harrison Wiggins to receive the pass. Regardless, probably would have been up out of reach either way. Less than 25 minutes to go in half number 1. The ball sent all the way down the field, out of bounds off of a Shaker leg. The Shaker student section not exactly packed in, but not a bad showing for a Wednesday night game. Here's the throw in. Thought I heard a whistle, but they say play on. Shaker football practice just finished up moments ago right out there outside the Russell H. Rupp Stadium. I believe field hockey was practicing right before this game as well. Here's Donovan Callahan shoved off the ball. So Shaker's going to take it. It's with number 9, Huck Weinberg, passing it up, trying to get to the forwards. Nothing happening yet, and finally it's going to go back to the feet of the white jerseys. Here's Heights moving it forward. Wyatt Roth says, no, thank you, I'll take that. And it'll end up out of bounds, however, off the foot of Roth. Back in Heights possession for the throw-in. 24 minutes to go in the first half. We go from far side quickly to the near side. They're playing it up the center. And 2 Raiders swarm the Heights Tiger. And eventually Shaker sends it out past the midfield stripe. Taken down is the forward Harrison Wiggins. So It's still going to be Shaker ball, as it looks like it's going to be a free kick from the midfield stripe. 23 minutes to go now in the first half. The one to take it looks like, will be Will Birdsall. 4 yards away from the midfield stripe now. Lopez still down on that cart. We'll wait to see if he returns. Here's Molthrop looking for a pass inside. Oh, it would be the danger zone. But nothing just yet. Heights clears it out. It's Gabe Molthrop to make the run up and the throw in. Typically, it would be Gavin Sepke, and now we're going to see him take the spot. Number 8, that's typically his designated play. Whenever there's a scoring chance to be made off of a throw-in, you're going to throw in Sepke, and here he comes on the throw. Nice one, high, arcing off the head of a Heights Tiger. Sepke sends it back in. Now Corsellis leaves this one to a Heights defender, and Heights is going to clear it yards away from the goal box. And now Shaker's going to move it all the way back. Pressured now by a forward. We go all the way back to Elliot Call, because that forward will not let up. Same thing we saw from Zarders. And now a bad turnover over to Heights. Along midfield, ref needs to get out of the way of the play. And now Wiggins for Shaker down the far sidelines, going to make a pass happen out of the reach of the man he was looking for. Out of bounds, it'll be a throw-in for the Tigers. 22 minutes remaining, really 21 and a half minutes remaining in the first half. Shaker up by a goal. And honestly, it's really looked like Shaker has gotten the better of Heights so far, just in the name of possession as well, because Heights really has not controlled the ball for more than, feels like 10 seconds at a time before Shaker comes right in, takes it away from him once more. Got to be aggravating if you're Cleveland Heights. Here's a pass, far sideline, kept in. Shaker trying to take over possession while trying to keep it in. That they will. And now referee does not play advantage. He's just going to give the free kick over to Shaker. It's going to be off the foot of Wyatt Roth, the senior. And here's the thing. If you are a senior now, then any game could be your last. And I'm got to tell you something. If you're going out, you can't go out to the Heights Tigers. Especially when it would be a big upset for your big rival right down Lee Road. That would be a big upset, of course. Again, look at the seedings, 19 against 7, Shaker being 7. Scrum of people just outside the goalkeeper's box, and eventually it's cleared out. Here's a good rush. Donovan Callahan bolting down the center of the hash marks. Number 11 of Cleveland Heights, however, he was open, but just not able to get a pass back into the center, so it's cleared out of bounds by Shaker. It'll be a throw-in for Cleveland Heights. Reached the halfway point here of the first half. This one rolls out of bounds. Good work by Sepke, having the patience to let it roll. He's going to be the man to throw it back in. Strong throw in it is. However, over the head of Corsellis. Eventually to the foot of Wiggins. And now Gus Gray pushed off the ball, playing a physical game against the Heights Tiger down the far side. And Gus Gray wins it originally, but it's turned right back over to Heights. Wyatt Roth takes it back, moves it down the far side. And out of bounds it goes. Great chance for Shaker that time on the rush. But looks like this one's going to be a Heights throw-in, and indeed it will be. Too high of a throw-in. Shaker's going to take it back. Wyatt Roth sends it all the way up, and it looks like this one's going to end up out of bounds. And on the near sideline, here's going to be the throw-in for Cleveland Heights. Once again, tapped out of bounds. However, this time ruled that it's out, that it's off of a Heights Tiger. Waiting confirmation. It's going to be Gabe Molthrop, it seems, to throw it back in. He was looking for Wiggins, just out of reach. But now here's Wiggins centering it himself. No Red Raiders in reach to try and help him out. Now here's Gus Gray to number 14, Dunn. Here's another chance to Bennett. Can't get there. And once again, that referee is really calling the tight offsides early in this game. He's just doing his job. But, man, he is calling it a thin line here in the first round of the postseason. Down the field we go. Wyatt Roth, it looks like, is going to get there first, so he'll hold off the Heights Tiger forward, let this one roll out, and make it a goal kick for Elliott Call. Will Birdsall with it, near side. Sends this one a ways away. They call this one offsides once again. And the Shaker fans are really getting frustrated now because, again, that is just a thin line, not getting any room to the forwards. And here's a launch all the way down the field into the Shaker Heights bench. Heights is going to get the throw in. And no patience on the throw in. And it looks like this will be a Shaker free kick after the rough play of number 11 of Cleveland Heights. That's Donovan Callahan. People playing near side are Donovan Callahan and number 17, Mokatov. Far side, what do they rule this? Oh, looky there. Another offsides by the referee. Waving the flag like it's Independence Day. Is this onside referee? He is not letting them play freely on the offsides at all. Luckily for Shaker, we haven't seen it on the other side, but the reason being is because Heights just hasn't had those rushes to even be offsides in the first place. So it's not like it's a one-sided call. It's just that the offense has been one-sided. Here's a pass up to Harrison Wiggins, and good defense out in front of the goalie box. Now we go to Molthrop. He goes far side. It's going to be picked up by Gray. Gray leaves it to Dunn. Dunn sends it forward. Will this be offsides? No. Here's a pass to the center. Here's Molthrop with a chance, and it's in! Goal! Scored by Molthrop. The sophomore wearing 16, and he doubles this Shaker lead. It's 2-0. Again, from what that referee has been calling offsides and onsides. Less than 15 minutes to go here in the first half. Great work by Shaker so far, already beating Heights more than they beat them by in that last game. Shaker has come in aggressive. Shaker past the midfield logo. Good pass down the field. We're looking at Harrison Wiggins centering feed. No one's there, but here's a good chance. And great save by Mountsy to keep this only a pair of goals. The lead for Shaker now, that only came only half of a minute after Shaker just scored. And so already we're going to get a corner for Shaker Heights. My goodness. This has quickly started to feel a bit one-sided. Less than 14 minutes to go in the first half, and that is a strong corner kick over the head of any of the Heights players in front. No, a bit too of an aggressive play from Shakers forwards. It'll bring a goal kick as the play was in the goalkeeper box. And here comes the kick. About 50 yards out. The land to Wyatt Roth. Roth beaten by a Heights Tiger, and they're going to make a rush happen the other way. Here's Callahan looking for a shot. Right now he's under pressure by Will Birdsall. Tripped up is number 11 Callahan, and now Shaker's going to move it the other way. Corsellis bolting about 20 yards deep, looking for Zabadik on the pass, intercepted by the Tigers, trying to get a rush once again. Referee really right in the play. And now we're going to get the whistles blowing as it seems Shaker is going to get the free kick. Now it seems like a bit of aggression is entering into the play of both sides. Again, it's a rivalry game. It's a postseason game. That's what we're supposed to expect. And here's a strong kick downfield. Right in front of Wiggins, and wow, they called that offsides. My goodness. Player beat him on the rush downfield, but when the ball itself was kicked, he was not in front of the defender. So an interesting call once again by the referee, calling this one as close as can be, as controversial as can be as well. You're starting to hear it from the Shaker fans, students section, and parents. Shaker up by a pair with less than 12 minutes to go in the first half. Here's another kick down the field. Will this be offsides? Very well could have been. Gabe Molthrop holds on to it 10 yards forward from the midfield stripe. Nifty moves by the sophomore that just scored moments ago to double that Shaker lead, and he's going to hear it from the student section that he made a nifty move. And a nice play to keep possession with the Raiders, but this time it's turned up. Over. And tripped up is the Heights Tiger on the far sideline, and once again, he's going to hear it from the student section. 11-11, Make-A-Wish left to go here in the first half. Corsellis keeps possession with Shaker. He's tripped up. No real play on the ball, however. They let this one play out. There's a pass forward, but Mouncey's going to get there first in his goalkeeper's box. But that was close. He had two Raiders bolting right into him. .40 left to go. Heights really unable to break through this Shaker defense so far. Heights just needs to create an offensive chance, because if you're down by 2 at halftime, that is really a hard hole to crawl back out of. Here's a pass forward, and it's going to be cleared out by Wyatt Roth, who just wants to slow down momentum for Heights. Building one of their best rushes of the night so far, because again, they just really haven't had many of these rushes. 10 minutes to go in the first half. Winner of this one advances to the district finals. This right here being the district semifinals, but also really it's just round 1. The winners of the district go on to take on the winners of the other districts in your region. Then you would go on to do states if you win the region. Again, it's not like hockey and field hockey where your sport is a lot less common at the high school level. Because in a sport like field hockey, all you have to do is win the district, and then boom, you're in the state semifinals. You're already in Columbus taking on the best in the state. And that is difficult to win, don't get me wrong, but it's just an easier, or I suppose less lengthy path to get there. Same kind of ordeal with hockey. You win your district, you're already in the state Final Four, or Frozen Four as they call it. Final 9 minutes of the first half. Elliott Call's going to get a goal kick. Again, winner of this one goes off to Byers Field in Parma. Lovely stadium out there in Parma. And we hope to be calling that one down the road, assuming that Shaker can cap off a victory. Here's a shot just barely in the reach of Mountsie. If it had gotten past him, it might have just scraped through the post, but it would have been close. Regardless, Mountsie takes away any chance that ball would have had of rolling right past him. But Shaker with another great chance of extending their lead by one more goal would have made it 3-0. And now if you make it a 3-0 game at halftime, that's really when it would get out of reach. Here's Corsellis sticking with possession, somehow getting through 3 Tigers at first. Eventually, they're going to recover and take it out of him. 7:45 to go in the first half. Shaker leading by a pair of goals. It's 2-0. A goal first scored by Spencer Zabanik, then Gabe Molthrop, the man to double the lead. Here's Gus Gray, always a physical player. And possession is going to be awarded to Heights after the aggressive play. After this game, I believe this is the final game out here at the Russell H. Rupp Stadium. Here for the fall season, so Shaker trying to make it a memorable one. Ooh, rough call by the referee. Standing at the 40-yard line of the football field, he says, no, that was just a bit too much. Weren't playing the ball. And so possession given over to the Tigers. Just a yard behind the midfield stripe, and a strong kick makes its way into the keeper's box, just over and a bit wide of the net. Just wide of the goal. 6.5 to go in the first half. Really a one-sided affair to this point. It's all Shaker Heights for these first 33 minutes. And here's a strong goal kick from the senior Elliott Call. And again, when you're a senior right now, it's hard to not think that any game could be your last. And so if you're a senior, you're going to leave it all out there, especially because this, no matter what, is your final game at the Russell H. Rupp Stadium in front of a home crowd. And luckily, that's why we're a bit more excited that a home crowd did show up here on their Wednesday night game. Here's a good chance created by Dunn, taking the shot, blocked by a Heights Tiger in front. Can he get there to center it? No, just out of reach. And it's going to go out the goal line, and it'll be a goal kick for Mountsie. 5.5 to go here in half number 1. The Raiders up by a pair. Right now, Shaker playing with 10, I believe. And we'll get that substitution back in a moment. Or no, we got our sub man in there on the field, and that's Perron to come in. Both squads 2-11. No cards have been assessed either. Heights just needs to build up some sort of momentum. Maybe they slow it down like Shaker did early on. Try to play it a bit more backwards and just settle down your players. Get more chemistry to build before you create a rush downfield. But right now it's just not the kind of style in which they're playing. And it's allowing for Shaker to get these easy Offensive steals. And here's Corsellis up against a Heights Tiger. Gabe Molthrop clears this one right into the student seating area. And we're going to get the replacement ball. And here's the throw in. Heights trying to create an offensive chance. Still unable to really get any passes going down the field in those final 30 yards to the goal line. The difference between these two squads is that Shaker can create those chances. Whether it be a team like Cleveland Heights or a tougher team, they're still making these kinds of plays, making these kinds of rushes, and of course making these kinds of scoring chances that allow for a 2-0 lead in which Shaker holds on to. 3:10 left to go in the first half. Zabanek pressuring this Heights defender, and eventually it'll be cleared out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Heights right along their bench at the far side. Bit of a chilly night here tonight. The current game temperature, 60 degrees. And their great play by Wyatt Roth to evade the pressure behind him by the Heights Tiger. Forward, trying to make something happen on his own accord. The senior Wyatt Roth says, no, thank you, I'll do this myself. He moves it forward, and now it's going to be a throw-in for Shaker along that far sideline. Good throw-in, however, over the head of Wiggins. Wiggins playing it physical with Spencer Zabanek. The two Raiders against two Tigers on the far side of the field. Now a hard launch down the field. And this one ends up out of bounds. Throw in for Shaker once more. 2:10 left to go in half number one. All Shaker so far. They lead 2-0. On the far sideline, Jack Dunn tries to keep it moving forward. Heights slows down the momentum a little bit, but it'll still be a throw-in for Shaker. Heights defenders with it. And now here's a rush beginning to form along the far sideline. Can they intercept it? No, and Heights just cannot keep it moving. It was almost a great chance, but the Shaker defenders are really the Heights passing mishaps. Allowed for Shaker to move it the other way, but now possession given over to Heights with 1:15 remaining in the first half. Elliott Call backs up into his goal. As Heights is going to try to finally get a scoring chance to go his way. Playing it physical along the center circle. And Harrison Wiggins is beaten out. Let's see if Heights can get a goal. And they get the shot off. However, it's blocked by Wyatt Roth before it barely made its way deep into the keeper's box. And this one goes over and out of the Russell H. Rupp Stadium. Wonder whose job it's going to be to go fetch that. Because, yeah, you got to work your way all around the stadium. But we're already back to play. Here's a shot. It's tipped in just wide. Molthrop almost tipped that one the other way and let it sneak through the post. However, luckily for him, it just ended up inches wide. And now we've got 10 seconds left to go. Heights is going to try to hurry this one up for the corner kick. 10 seconds remain. Here's the kick. A good kick it is, and the header ends up out of bounds once again. And we get the whistle to blow as that will conclude in a tense way the first half of action. Shaker currently leading by 2 goals. The goals coming from Spencer Zabanek. He scored the first one. Gabe Molthrop, the sophomore, to score the second one. And that is why we rest at the 2-0 deficit. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call, and we'll be back after this 10-minute halftime where Shaker will try to cap off the victory and head to the district finals. Hello, Shaker Heights varsity soccer fans, and welcome back here to half number 2 at the Russell H. Rupp Stadium. Shaker Heights leading over Cleveland Heights here in the first round of the OHSAA postseason here in the Northeast District 7, I believe. Shaker is looking for their first victory and for a big victory against their rival. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call. Heights is going to start with it. And they could really use the advantage right now, but again, just immediately a pass out of bounds, and so Shaker's going to get it right back. Not too much going for Heights early on in the game. They've only had 3 shot attempts and 2 shots on goal, while Shaker has them doubled up in that stat, 6-4. Here's a header up above the turf. Gus Gray plays it physical, tries to get it moving in Shaker's direction. However, Heights is going to be awarded the possession and try to move it down the near sideline. This one tossed up. Really for anyone to grab, or Sepke is the first man to get there. There, a bad pass. Ends up on the foot of Corsellis. Corsellis near side. And this one's going to be taken out of bounds. Another Heights throw-in on that near side. 39 minutes left to go until Shaker Heights moves on to the final round of the district. Again, that's at Byers Field in Parma. It's determined that that is the neutral site that will be played at between the winners of this game and the winner between Perry and Solon. We hope to cover that one as well. That'll be right after our coverage of the Shaker Heights Cleveland Heights football game. That's supposed to be at 3:30. Kickoff for the next soccer game, assuming Shaker wins, that would be at 7. So we're giving you all the coverage we can before the fall season wraps up. .38 minutes to go. Again, Solon and Perry having their game right as we speak. Shaker Heights, for our last stat of that first half, they doubled them up on corners as well. They had them doubled up in every stat. Tigers had 1 corner, 2 shots on goal, 3 shots attempted, while Shaker Heights went 2-4-6. Unfortunate reality if you're Heights, but Shaker really just has had their way with Heights so far. On the midfield logo, Heights is going to move it and eventually to the far sideline. It's picked up by Shaker. Ooh, getting it right back between the hash marks. And we'll see. Does Heights decide to slow it down? They really don't elect to do that, and we haven't seen that yet out of the Tigers. Shaker does that a lot more, where they will send it all the way back even to their goalkeeper just to settle the play down. 37 minutes left to go here in the second half. Corsellis moves this one forward. Is it offsides? No. Weinberg, number 9, trying to get possession right back. He'll fight for it, and it'll end up out of bounds and in possession of the Red Raiders. Great work that time by the junior, number 9. And now they're close to the keeper's box, so it's going to be a throw-in by Gavin Sepke, because whenever it's a scoring chance off of a throw-in, you're going to hand the ball over to Sepke, because he's the man that always has these strong throw-ins back into play. However, right there, a bit of a different decision, as they just elect to throw this one backwards and do it a different way, and now it's cleared out by Heights, and they're going to get it moving the other way. Man with blue cleats on his feet, looking for the pass up the near sideline. Instead, however, he's just going to launch this one downfield, and eventually it will land out of bounds. 36 minutes left to go in half number 2. Shaker Heights looking for the round 1 victory against the typical Greater Cleveland Conference rival. However, this game means nothing to the Greater Cleveland Conference. If it means anything to the GCC, it's just for the strength of the rivalry. It doesn't matter towards any standings or any of those rankings. Here's Wiggins, just out of reach and cleared away. Ryan it into the hands of a Raider on their bench. And Gus Gray sends it back in. Corsellis tries to move it forward. However, it looks like we got a handball ruled. And possession given up to the team of white jerseys. Cleveland Heights in their all-white look today. Shaker in their all-black. Talk about this all the time. The Red Raiders in their all-black uniform. One of the very few teams here at Shaker Heights High School that'll wear black, because that's really not the primary color of the school. But Heights doesn't care. They play on in their all-white with yellow numerals and black accents. Those two colors being their mains. Taken down to the turf, and Shaker's gonna get whistled down, and possession's gonna be whistled to Heights. With 34 minutes remaining in this second half. We'll see if Heights can make something happen out of, once again, one of their best opportunities of the night. And once again, Heights unable to capitalize. Heights, once again, on each of their chances, really have not been able to settle down the ball and get it moving the direction they need. Here's Wiggins. It looks like he's going to win the race back to the ball. He's going to take a shot maybe, but it's very wide as he played the ball much too in front of him. Wiggins frustrated, but you still got to understand you're up by a pair. And one goal is not going to change the narrative of the game, not just yet. 33 minutes to go here in the second half of action. Thrown off the ball is Corsellis. The referee stares it down and doesn't do anything about it. Let's play go on. Again, rivalry game, and as a referee, you know that. So maybe he's just letting them play a bit more aggressive. And here's a good chance for Heights into the box. Shaker clears it. Let's see if they can send it even further down the field. Indeed they can. All the way back to the keeper. And oh, bad turnover. And it looks like Wiggins is going to tap this one forward. And we're waiting on the whistle. Coach is not sure what exactly was whistled down either. And it looks like they're going to rule this one offsides. Did they rule? No, it's not. Did they rule it offsides? What the hell? And it looks like they rule it offsides. The Shaker fans aggravated with the call. So 32 minutes remain. And Harry Wiggins will not get credited on the goal that really could have capped off, because a 3-goal deficit is just that much greater than a 2-goal deficit here in the game of soccer. Unfortunate call going Heights' way. Here's another chance. Can Wiggins win the race here? And the kick ends up much past the goal line. We'll get a groan from the home supporters. However, not much more he could have done. With 31-18 left to go in this first half. Good work by Wiggins. He is bolting down this near sideline time and time again. right now the score remains 2-0, just as it was when we went into halftime. Taking this away is Gavin Ursepke. Gray to Ursepke, junior to junior. Why not add in the junior fun as well? It goes to Spencer Zabanik, but it's eventually turned over. But back to Zabanik we go along the midfield logo. And now here it'll roll its way to Mountsie, the goalkeeper here tonight. Mateus Mountsie led in 2 so far. He's really led in 3, but one was whistled dead. Wish we could have seen VAR on that play, because that really did not feel like it was offsides. But unless there is some OHSAA protection for the keeper, but if that's the case, I don't know. But we play on. Shaker's still in the lead, so you can't harp on it too much. Here's Wyatt Roth. It's kicked away from his possession, and it looks like they're going to give possession over to the Raiders. 29:30 left to go in the second half. Shaker winning this one would mean moving on to Byers Field for the final of the district. Up the near side, Ursepke's going to send this one forward. He's looking to Zarters, just out of reach and past the goal line. And it's going to be a goal kick for Mountsie. Solon Soccer not giving any updates on social media as to how that game is going. All we know is they're starting 11, but not the score itself, as we assume they're at about the same spot as us through that first half. And right now, Ursepke pickpocketed. Heights trying to move it the other way. Jack Dunn slows down momentum as he sends it out of bounds. Here's a good opportunity taken away once again. The Shaker defensive wall really has not let much go through. Ursepke trying to keep it in bounds. That was most definitely out, and it will be whistled in the favor of Heights. Perry also not updating them on the score either, so not going to be able to get any information to you until more than likely a final is announced, and we'll see if either social medias post that as well. If so, we'll let you know who Shaker's competition would be, assuming they cap off the victory. 27-15 left to go in the second half, and of course final half. This game, we did get confirmation, is the final varsity game held at the Russell H. Rupp Stadium in the 2024 year. They have a JV football game, but again, you're not going to get the crowd support. You're not going to get that kind of OHSAA playoff as well for JV. Right now, we await a free kick into the box of Elliott Call, and Shaker will clear it as their first touch. But Heights is going to try a long-range shot, and Elliott Call will scoop this one up. Hang on. And it looks as though he's going to punt this one away in just a moment here, unless he wants to throw this one out. But now he'll back up, and here's the punt way up into the dark night sky. We had a gorgeous sunset as we were getting started, but that went away quickly. Dunn with it. Creates a good turnover at the midfield stripe. But now he'll turn it over just 10 yards out. There, harsh play. Advantage going to be played for Shaker Heights. They'll play this one back. The man that was taken down was Gabe Molthrop. He will eventually come back up, playing a physical game against a Heights Tiger, and it looks like he's taken down and he is hurting. So now it looks like we're going to get some whistles. And yeah, he is down. And we'll see. The athletic trainers making their way out. But making their way right back off. The Heights player seems to be all right. Clock stopped at 25:21 left to go in the game. Referee whistling. The players back out onto the field. Shaker winning by a pair. With again 25:21 left to go in the second half. Waiting to really figure out what the referee's giving this one off to, and it looks like this one's just going to be a kick from Shaker to get it back into play. The Shaker fans not thrilled with the call, but the call nonetheless. Shaker's still up by 2, no matter the case. And they're going to try to extend their lead. They're a good turnover, centering feed, or maybe it was a goal, but or maybe it was a goal chance, but the shot from way out wide, and it will not make its way through. At midfield, Heights just trying to break through. Shaker's defense just still unable to really get any passes through or get any rushes moving forward. And so once again, Shaker back with it in the Heights zone. Right now, can they do anything with it? Zabanik, or excuse me, not Zabanik. That one was left to Zarders, making the play off of a touch from Huck Weinberg. And the shot touched on by Mountsey and out past the goal line. So this is going to be a corner for Shaker Heights. It'll be taken from that far side corner. The one to kick it away is going to be number 14, Jack Dunn. And let's see what the junior can make happen. Elliot Call, standing 45 yards out. Here's a chance, and it's in! Goal! Scored by Shaker. What was the number on that? 2? No, we're going to go 3. 3? Will Birdsall. So I'm told. And it looks like it's going to be number 3, Will Birdsall, to tack on goal number 3. And Shaker has really extended this lead into a spot in which Heights should really start thinking that any moment could be your last out there on the field, because they are really facing elimination now. And Shaker's looking like they're going to make their way to Parma on Saturday night. Again, no update on how that game is going out there in Solon. It's Solon versus Perry. Winner of that takes on the winner of this for the district final. Here, a sky-high launch right to Mountsey. And eventually, Mounsey's got to get rid of it. And my goodness, these Shaker forwards are pressuring the Heights defenders well. But there haven't been many mishaps by the defense just yet. It's really just been good work by the Shaker offense. Here's a chance. Zarders tried a header, but instead The ball will land right into the arms of Mountsey. And here it will be punted away, very low to the ground. Not sure if he got the right contact that he wanted on the send away. And here's Gus Gray looking for a pass up to Zarders. Zarders tries a tap up to Gavin Ursepke. Somehow he almost got it back. Zarders really fighting up the near sideline. And let's see who will possession be given to. Zarders thought it was him, but the referee says no. Heights for the throw-in, 22 minutes away from elimination here in the 2024 season. Here's the send-in. Gavin Ursepke is the first one to touch up once it's back in bounds. Now Zabanik, junior to junior. And Heights is going to take it and launch it up into the night breezy air. And now Wyatt just sends this one all the way down. And Zarder's not going to be able to get there in time. It's out of bounds, and it's going to be a goal kick for Mountsey, number 25. Again, another senior player for Heights, and he's got 21 and a half to really try to make something happen with his team. Of course, as the goalkeeper, you can't really make something happen. You can't score by your own accord. But regardless, as a senior, this could be their final moments on a soccer field in general. You never know where some of these players will move forward. Some of them into a collegiate career, some of them just leave it be out in high school. That's just how high school athletics go. Same in every high school sport you're going to see. Whether it be something as big as football or something that is more of an international thing like soccer or maybe field hockey. Here's a great chance. Corsellis with a pass forward. Zarders is tripped up, but playing the ball was the Heights Tigers. And now Shaker back with it. Can they extend their lead even further? Is a pass all the way down to Zarders. Zarders. And it's kicked away out of bounds at Soars. And it'll be a throw-in for Shaker. Let's see who takes it. It looks like it's going to be Molthrop. And on the throw-in, it's right to a Tiger. Will it land out of bounds once again? It looks like it will. Shaker with another throw-in. As we are now halfway through this half number 2. Three goals now scored. The first 2 of that first half came from Zabanik and Molthrop. The one of this half came from Will Birdsall, number 3. Here's Molthrop, long range. It'll make a roll right into the arms of Mountsey, and now he will make his way to the tip of the keeper's box. Zarders really pressuring the defense to try and make a bad pass, and eventually they will. And here's a good opportunity. Zarders trying to move it forward. The sophomore struggling to connect with Gus Gray for the time being, and now this one will land out of bounds for a Heights throw-in deep into their own side of the field. $19 minutes to go until Shaker punches their ticket to Byers Field on Saturday. And again, we will cover that. Assuming that Shaker caps off their victory, we will cover that one down in Parma right after we cover the Shaker Heights, Cleveland Heights football game just down the street. That game will be in Cleveland Heights territory. There, a harsh play from Gus Gray. And he takes down a player as a result. We'll see if they choose to card him at all. But I don't believe he will be. The Heights fans wanted it to happen, but they say no. Can't exactly blame them for wanting the card either. That was a harsh play from the junior number 12. And as a result, Heights is going to get this free kick. Sent up into the air, a header. Now Heights is just going to try a long-range chance, and it'll end up just above the head of Elliott Call, and he'll land on the ball as well to really secure the play and make sure nothing gets past him. And the crowd goes wild. Elliott Call sends this one into the night sky. And a beautiful night sky it is. It's just, once again, a little bit chilly. Luckily at Byers Field, thank goodness, they have a press box out there. We won't really have to deal with it. So does Heights. This one launched up into the air as well. Can Zarders get there? No, as a Shaker man was taken down exactly on the midfield stripe, down the far sideline. And it looks like that was Gabe Molthrup. He's going to leave it to Birdsall, who had that goal. And not a man that's typically going to score your goals either. Is a man on defense, a man that always plays back. However, he's the guy to score it. And he's probably happy to get that goal here in the postseason against his big-time rival, Cleveland Heights, is your opponent. Dribbling it past midfield, and eventually the passes, will they connect? No, great slide. Move from Gabe Molthrup to slow down the momentum and eventually earn a throw-in for his squad. Great work by Molthrup today. He's got a goal as well. He was the second of the pair from the first half. And he is really leaving it all out there in front of this home crowd. Again, this game, the final varsity athletic event in 2024 here at home at the Russell H. Rupp Stadium. Football has concluded, and what a night that was last Friday night. A big senior night victory for the football team. They won 22-21 with a final 2-point conversion. It was tense at the very end. You can go back, find all those games right here on the Shaker Heights Athletics YouTube channel. (15-15) left to go in the second half. Here's the throw-in from Molthrup. And Corsella's taken down. They're, however, going to give possession over to Cleveland Heights. Shaker student fans wanting it to be their own possession. And once again, possession whistled over to the Tigers. Ball will be spotted at the 26-yard line of the football field. So that's 24 yards away from the midfield stripe. And Zarders has really been pressuring these defenders, and right now Heights is going to play it all the way back to their keeper. He's outside of the box. So right now, if a pass goes awry, Shaker with a good scoring chance, but right now he sends it out of danger. Here's Corsellas trying to make a play happen. Now Zabanik comes in for assistance. And now all the way over to Wyatt Roth. Roth clears this one out, but it's going to be possession over to Shaker as the play was whistled dead before it made its way out. The one to throw this in looks like it'll be Birdsall. 13 and a half left to go in the second half. Well, Birdsall's going to be taking the free kick. Here's the run up and the launch into the air. Will go over the heads of all Shaker Red Raiders, and eventually it'll work its way into the corner. Does Shaker keep this one in? It looks like they do. Referee keeping a close eye on it. And eventually out of bounds advantage over to Shaker as they're going to get the throw in. Great work by Shaker to play it into the corner, deep into the corner. They still kept with it, and it looks like it's actually going to be a free kick awarded to the Raiders. So we'll see how this turns out. Looking to make it a 4-goal game if they can. 3-0 the current score in the final moments of the game. 13 minutes remain. Here's Molthrop trying to create a second chance for his team. Along the sideline, and they rule that it was out of bounds. Not sure what the referee saw there. It was really on the line. But the referee blows his whistle and says it's Heights ball, which is incredibly controversial. Or maybe not controversial, it's questionable. Dunn and Zabanik fighting for possession between the hash marks, but it's going to be kept with Heights for the time being. Gus Gray says, no, thank you. I'll take that back myself. He'll drop it off to Corsellis, and it's moving the other way. Here to Zarders. Great scoring chance, but the shot right at Moutsey, who falls down to the turf and gobbles this chance up. Great work by Manny Zarders, the sophomore, who continues to get the starts for this Shaker squad here. Possession to Heights once more. Heights looking for any sort of chance, but right now it's still all Shaker. For the time being, 11:22 left to go. This is going to be a throw-in taken by number 16 of Heights. That's Jude West. And they're keeping it light. Along the sideline, it's back to West. And now here's almost a scary chance for Shaker to get another rush down the field. Along the far side of hash mark, it's going to be sent down the field, right back to Mounsey. And now once again, another punt from the keeper. Will land on the foot of a Shaker Red Raider, but Heights takes it back along the far side, and they just play it too far in front of them. So Shaker's going to get the opportunity for another throw-in. Still no update from any of the social medias of Solon or Perry. Hopefully we'll get one at the end, but those two squads actually relatively close in seeding. So that one could be a better game, could go in overtime, you never know. But now we reach the final 10 minutes here, and Shaker's leading it by 3. It's not looking like this one is going to go to overtime. Near side, waiting for it to roll out of bounds. Zarders lets this one go, continues to play it aggressive. It should be Shaker possession. And now Shaker getting a substitution in. Wiggins comes in. Out is going to be Zarders, who's made all these plays. And now here's a good opportunity for goal number 4. It's going to be a throw-in. Just barely missed the right side of the flag. And now here, a strong breeze comes in as this one makes its way up and in. Did that even hit a Raider? I'm not 100% positive that it did. But right now it's looking like Zabanik is the one to celebrate. I'm not totally sure who scored that goal or who it's going to be credited to. Okay, here I'm looking. It's an own goal. So it would be Gavin Recepke. For now, we're going to say the goal was scored by Gavin Recepke. That's what we believe it to be. It might have been an own goal. Right now, we're checking the replay out as we speak. And this one went right over the head, and yeah, that looks like an own goal. So it would have been Gavin Orsepke on the goal. He's the one that's to be credited with it, if that was indeed the case. And my goodness, Shaker with a 4-0 lead. This game a lot more one-sided than the last two times these squads meet. Again, it was only a 1-0 final. Shaker did get the victory. That was back on October 8th, 15 days ago, for the final regular season game for, I believe, either squad. I'm 100% positive it was Shaker's. 8 minutes to go. Shaker Heights leading by 4. It's a 4-0 affair. And right now we're going to get some substitutions in late in the game. Try and eat some clock, but also just get some legs out there and get warm. We're getting Tyseer Hafiz out there, and we're also getting Silas Jensen, a freshman, out there. And that's how you know this game just might be over, if the score doesn't tell you enough of it. Zabanik was one to come out, Corsellis the other. Here's Wiggins. Moves it to the near side, number 30, Luke Murray. Another one of those freshmen getting a chance late in the game. Shaker just trying to more than likely rest some of their big names out there as well if they can. Jack Dunn sends this one all the way back to Elliott Collin. Why not? Just play it safe for the time being, because right now you've basically punched your ticket. Out there to Byers Field in Parma. That game will be Saturday at 7. Of course, we got to finish up this one first. Still not totally sure what that score is out in Solon. Solon hosting Perry for their only home game of the postseason. Here's a harsh whistle down, as it was a harsh play from Wiggins. And possession's going to be given up the other way. But yes, Solon got the home field advantage as their seed is number 10, while Perry was 15. In this game, Shaker was 7. Heights was 19. Here the ball lands right into the arms of Elliott Gall. He'll land on the ball for security purposes. And he leaves this one out to Gavin Orsepke. He plays this one to Murray. Murray down the field to the center. And this one's sent all the way down. Hafiz is not going to win the race there. And it'll be picked up by Moutsey, who sends this one into the night sky. It'll land back down along the midfield stripe. Heights really struggling to get anything going still, even with these freshmen in really what is probably your final minutes of the season. Hafiz with a turnover created. He's tripped up, and out possession over to Orsepke. Orsepke looking for the goal shot chance, but no. And Heights sends this one into the near sideline. And now the clock will stop at 4:52. Going to get another substitution as Jack Dunn makes his way out. Making his way on was number 29, Merritt Perone. Looks like Moulthrop might soon be getting subbed out as well. Or not just yet, he was just talking to the coaches. Now this will be out of bounds, it seemed, but the referee lets this play on. Not sure how that was at all inbounds. And now 4.5 left to go in the game. This is left to Murray. Murray trying to make something happen. Nothing just yet. And now let's see if Heights can get anything cooking on the far side. Wyatt Roth hugs him and takes down a player along the midfield stripe. It looks like he's going to be yellow carded. And that's his signal to get off the field. Wyatt Roth with another good game on defense. Making his way back on it is going to be Spencer Zabanik. And again, Wyatt Roth, you can't have another yellow in the next game either, because then at that point, you're going to get suspended deep into the postseason run. You can't let that happen. This ball launched up and in, out past the goal line. Looks like Roth might Roth might make his way back in. Oof. And here he comes. Zabanik coming right back off. It'll be a goal kick for Elliott Call. Here's the run up. And the boom sent down 50 yards. And eventually it'll land out of bounds. Heights with the throw in. And well, if you want to score a goal to just put a little sparkle on the end of your season, now's your chance. But you just don't got a lot of time to do it, because right now it's looking like your season's over in 3.5. 4-0. Shaker Heights leads it here at home. Here Murray plays it to Haffes, the senior, playing it forward. Dribbles past midfield, struggles to stick with possession. He's pickpocketed. And Heights tries to take it out of bounds. Shaker says, no, thank you, we'll do it ourselves. And they send this one all the way down the field. And out of bounds, we'll see where the throw-in was. It was in front of midfield. And eventually the ball will land right in front of Elliott Call. He's pressured by 2 Heights forwards, so he'll just go ahead and pick this one up. Take a couple seconds off the clock. And now Elliott Call lets it fly. Heights tried to send it down the field. No, thank you, says number 9, Huck Weinberg. It'll end up out of bounds once again. Who's got possession? It's going to be Heights on the throw-in. Pressured by Huck Weinberg. And eventually down the field. Now possession's going to be given to Shaker, and on the throw-in, the student section will rejoice. 2 minutes to go. Here's the throw-in by Gavin Ursepke. Five yards away from the midfield stripe. And eventually out of bounds, it will soar up into the night sky. We get the replacement ball. It's going to be a free kick for Heights. They're going to place this way off of the sideline. And here it's sent up into the air. And Shaker once again, just right where they need to be. And they send it out of bounds once more into the fencing, protecting the fan sections. Heights with another throw-in. Haffes sends this one out of bounds immediately. And a minute remains. 55 seconds now, and Shaker's gonna get set, just take a couple final breaths here at home, because this is their final game in front of the home crowd. Elliott Call lets this one roll past his goal. It'll end up off the head of Wyatt Roth. It's going to be taken over by Luke Murray. 10 seconds left. And Luke Murray taken down. And Shaker, however, will rejoice as they have won the semifinal of the district. 4-0 is the final. And thank you everyone so much for tuning in. This is our final broadcast here from the Russell H. Rupp here in the year of 2024. We will see you on Saturday for the football game out there in Cleveland Heights, and then we'll see you at Byers Field as Shaker Heights and their varsity men's soccer team continue their run forward. Whoever won that Solon versus Perry game out there in Solon, they will move on to take on Shaker Heights. And Shaker's going to be the home team once again. We can expect to see them in their flashy black uniforms, and hopefully they can get a victory once again and hopefully win the district of Northeast 7. Thank you very much for tuning in. Vaughn Ullum on the call, and we will see you Saturday for the doubleheader of games. Thank you.